If you are new to the Swedish job market, then this video is for you. My name is Ziza, and with me today I have my colleague Tara. We're gonna give you all the information and tips that you might need to find a job in Sweden. Hi Tara.
Hi Ziza.
Welcome.
Thank you, happy to be here.
My first question is, what if it's someone's first time applying for a job here in Sweden? What would you say is the first thing that they should think about?
The basic, the basic for applying for any job, of course, the CV and the personal letter or the cover letter. So you should have that prepared and tailored for each job. At Arbetsförmedlingen, we have other webinars and podcasts to help you get ideas and learn more about CV and cover letter. The other basic and most important thing is to have references. So you need to have 2 references ready when applying for jobs.
Okay, at least 2, right?
At least 2. The most common is 2, actually.
Okay. And what if all my references are in my previous country? If I'm new here, maybe I haven't worked yet. So where do I get my references from?
Well, that's actually 2 questions. If you moved to Sweden and you have work experience from a previous country, then you can still provide the contact details for the references if they are okay with that, of course, an email, a phone number. But for any reason, if you have experience and you don't have the references for any reason, or if you're newly graduated and moved to Sweden without any work experience, you could actually do other things and ask other people to be your references here in Sweden.
Like who?
Like most probably you will be studying Swedish for newcomers, SFE. You could ask maybe your teacher, or if you have a mentor there, or and some students that could put a good word for you. Of course, you would have to know what they're gonna say when they would be contacted by the employer, of course.
Okay. We're gonna talk about how casual Swedes are.
Yeah.
And I've lived abroad, and I feel like Swedish people are more casual going with their managers and their colleagues, because I've never heard anyone say sir or ma'am to their manager.
Yeah,
but I know it's very common in other countries. We usually just call them by their names.
Yes, it's very common in Sweden that we do that, actually. You wouldn't, walking into a company or a workplace, you wouldn't, by just looking, know the difference between, who's the boss and who's not, the boss and other roles. And in many cases, the boss doesn't even have, an own office, or you would be sitting out with the employers and even having the very famous Swedish fika or the coffee break together and so on. So in Sweden, we are not casual. We are very, open, and we are, we don't have any name tags or using any sir and ma'am, so on. Yeah.
What if you don't know the names of your colleague or someone else? Maybe first time you meet your manager. Would you? How do you ask them by their name? Is it all right, or is it rude, or how do
actually it's rude not to ask for the name in Sweden? By you going forward and starting a conversation or asking, nice to meet you, what's your name? And I've been asked that many times, by colleagues in a new place. Oh, you're new here. What's your name? What's you are gonna work with? Oh, how long have you worked here? And
so
we start a conversation.
Ask them about their name than just calling them sir or ma'am.
Of course, and it would show that they are interested on you. I've been also asked about, okay, how do you pronounce your name? They would make sure, and I would feel, they take the time and they're really interested, and I would consider it very polite. So yeah, just go and ask for the name.
Perfect. Do you have any tips on how to get into the Swedish job market? I've listed a couple of things here, internships and fast tracks.
Yeah.
To get like work experience and maybe to get into the Swedish job market.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about internships and fast tracks? Let's start with the internships.
Internships, or as we call it in Swedish, praktik, is a very good way to get into the Swedish job market. By applying for praktik for a company that you're interested in, you will still be sending your CV and your cover letter, and you'll still be gonna go on to an interview and have references. So all the applying process is gonna same as if you're gonna get a paid job. So, and when you are there in the internship, you will still be working the working hours, meeting people, getting references, learning about the Swedish job market, learning about this specific job, how it's done in Sweden, and maybe even practicing your Swedish with your colleagues. So internships or praktik is a very good way. I would highly recommend that. And you can find praktik, spontaneously by sending companies, or even at Arbetsförmedlingens job bank, the search engine that we have for all the jobs. You would write something like praktik or internships, and you would be applying just like as if you're going to apply for a normal job, on a regular paid job. So praktik and fast tracks, they are courses, and Arbetsförmedlingen with many of the Swedish universities have arranged these fast tracks that are intensive, and they would be preparing people to work in a specific branch. So more on that and information about each fast track you would be finding on our homepage arbetsförmedlingen.se also.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you can do to get in contact with the employers in Sweden? I'm talking about maybe with a company or with a local business, like direct contact. How is that?
Other than the traditional way, you mean? Yes, of course. Nowadays, it's people are using the old ways of contacting the employers and the companies. You could always take and go present yourself in person for these companies at your local place. Print out the CV and a cover letter and go and present yourself. They might contact you when they need you. You would be saving them time to put the ad and go through a lot of CVs and cover letters. So that's a good thing that think about, of course. And also many of these shops, if you're looking to work in a boutique or in a restaurant or so on, they would be putting ads on the window. And the same thing for some work cars, if you're a painter or a carpenter or something, keep an eye for those work cars. They would be also sometimes putting an ad with a phone number that they need people.
Yeah.
So there's many ways, so just keep an eye open.
So that's the reason why it's very important to have a cover letter and a CV ready.
Ready to go.
And something else I know is important, or I know it's very common, is to use your network in order to get a job or maybe to get recommended by someone.
Yeah.
But if you're new in Sweden, maybe your network isn't that big.
Yeah.
How can I get a bigger network, and how do I network?
Of course. It's normal when you come to Sweden, to a new country. If you don't know anyone, you will not have a network. But network can be started in a very different way, depending. If you're gonna, you can take your activities. If you like to play football or go out for walks in the nature or so on, you could find many groups on the social media. You could find those groups. You can ask around, and you can meet people there. Start networking. They will be coming from different backgrounds, different branches. And you can be talking more and making a network there, telling them that you're looking for a job. If they could recommend you, talk about yourself a little bit. Network can be, started from everywhere, actually.
In the gym.
In the laundry room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have used another network or space to increase my network.
Yeah.
And that is social media.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people actually network, and they apply for jobs on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, for example.
Yeah.
What would you say is good about that?
Well, today it's very important. Everything is online now, and everything on social media, and even the jobs and networking, and even you just look at, for example, Facebook. Arbetsförmedlingen is on Facebook, and most of our webinars and podcasts, and you would see links for them there on Facebook. People would be networking, people who search for a job, and if there's, a fast track, we would be, we are on social media and reaching out for people, with information. So yeah, it's very important that you are there when it happens. It's very important that you can make a LinkedIn profile and make it visible. Maybe you get headhunted. Follow your favorite company or the branch that you are interested in. Follow them on different social medias to know what's happening, if they are recruiting, if they are opening a new branch, if they are opening a new factory. Yeah, social media is very important today. So you need to be there.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for all your tips.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We hope that this webinar was helpful for you and that you got a lot of tips and information so you can find a job here in Sweden. We would love to know what you think about us. Under this video, there is a survey link that you can answer on. With that said, I'll say thank you for watching and good luck.